friends, this is Julie and welcome to my craft desk. I have an estate sale haul to share with you guys today. My husband Jim and I actually went looking for a patio table and did not come home with the patio table, but came home with all sorts of things that I didn't know I needed or wanted. A lot of books. It was a very packed estate sale. As we were walking up the driveway, I could see the garage was full of books, bookshelves, boxes of books, you name it. And I sort of whispered to Jim, okay, don't let me go crazy. I don't think I went too crazy, but I do think I found a lot of treasures. So let's dig in. Oh, and we did not come home with the patio table. I'm not sure if I said that or not. It's always fun to go to an estate sale and find that the person shared a lot of the same interests as you. I did find a lot of nature type gardening books. I found a few kids books as well. So that was a ton of fun. I picked up 2 copies of these Golden Guide fossil books. I love to collect these. If they're older, I will often keep them in my collection, but I like finding these newer issue books. But I have to say these aren't so new that the pages have a beautiful matte finish. The really, really new ones that they do still carry on Amazon, the pages in those Golden Guides are a little bit glossier, but I love to craft with these. I will probably keep one to craft with and share the other either in a live sale or in my Etsy shop. I also picked up here, I'm kind of looking at my pile. Here's a few more tiny books. This one I thought was so sweet. It's a Webster's Dictionary. I believe it's antique. I think the cover may be leather, kind of from the wear and the feel of it. It says here, Leonard Publishing Company. And I did do a really quick Google search, so I think it's antique or near antique, and this would have been just a little dictionary that somebody would have carried in their pocket. I love the beautiful foxing on the inside. I like the kind of dark coloration of the pages. Of course, I love the little typeface, and it has these really sweet indexes here, alphabet indexes on the side. So I think this is a lot of fun. This will probably be one that I'm sharing in my shop. I also found this Famous Paintings, a guide to the masters, and I'll be crafting with this because it looks like somebody was already cutting images out. So we have a couple cut marks here. We have some cool old cello tape that I think is kind of fun. I'll probably even use that in some sort of collage, but I think this will be fun to craft with. And I couldn't leave it behind. This house had so many books. My guess is a lot of them will probably end up either donated to the local libraries, maybe will be donated to the thrift stores. We went on a Sunday, so I think it was already there 50% off. And with the number of people there, I just don't think it's possible that all the books would have sold. So some of these were a rescue. I couldn't leave them behind. Here is a really beautiful copy of Home Gardening, Vegetables and Flowers by Benjamin Allball. Hopefully I said that correctly. It has a beautiful linen cover, a little bit of writing on the inside. I don't know, perhaps that was a price that somebody paid. Was that 29 cents or $29? I don't know. I believe this is antique. Some of these I did a little quick look when I brought them home. Yes, copyright 1915, and it looks like this may have been the 3rd impression or the 3rd printing, May of 1917. And I just think it's really beautiful. Not only are the pages beautiful with the foxing and the aging, but there are photographic book plates in here, and I love the sepia tone. Look how beautiful that is. Let's kind of flip through a little bit. You can see the photographs in there. It says details of plant forcer or booster. So I think this is fun, and I actually like the typeset too. It's a little bit larger. than what we normally see. Oh, look how sweet she is. Plant incubator out of doors, cover removed. So I think that's a beautiful book. This will probably end up in my shop. This one for sure will end up, is this the one? No, actually I'm going to end up keeping this. So I already have a copy of this. I collect the Peterson Field Guide books, and I specifically collect the green linen covered ones. If they're newer copyrights, the softback or the paperback versions, those are the ones that I craft with. And some of the books that were outside in the garage, it's a little bit better, but they have not a damaged smell, but a little bit of a musty smell. Obviously, they were a collector, had way too many books that would fit in the house, so their overflow seemed to be in the garage. But I have another copy of this, so I think I will end up keeping this. I'll take the book jacket off and display it without the jacket. I have a little spot that I keep all the jackets, and then I'll grab the copy from my collection and probably put that in my shop. I think that's a good thing to do. I don't like to sell books that have, you know, a little bit of that age kind of smell to them. This one I thought was really cool. Animal Clocks and Compasses, From Animal Migration to Space Travel. Wow. Maybe I'll have to read this before I do anything with it. It's an older library book, Eastwood School Library here in California in Norwalk. And I think it had some fun images. Now, of course, I want to know what animals went up into space. I think we do know that, is it a chimpanzee, I think? Perhaps made it up into space. So maybe we'll have to do a little bit of a read. But I love the black and white images. I love the kind of embossed feel of them. I love the larger typeset. And I think this is a really pretty book. Oh, look at that. Somebody's marked the pages here. We have a bumblebee. There's some more bee images here. Those would be fun to craft with. And let's look at the cover. The jacket, because it's a library book, it's sort of, oh yeah, it has a very nice cover. I don't think I can show you guys. I may very carefully, I'll probably slice off the jacket just so I can show it when I take photographs. I think this would make obviously wonderful in somebody's collection, but I think that would make a really fun journal. This one for sure is going to end up in my shop because I have a different cover that I'm already pulling pages out and using those in journals. So since I already have that one, this one I will share. This is the Complete Family Flower and Garden book. I love the cover of this. Is this 19? I'm going to say it's a 60s or 70s. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find that easy. But from the look of the cover, oh yes, 1972, copyright 1972. And I mean, this cover is all kinds of fabulous. It has a little bit of indenting. It's obviously been used and read and enjoyed. But what I love about these, it has the metal rings that open and close, and then they have all the sections with these cool tab dividers. Great illustrations. Look at that, very 70s. And it looks like the tabs maybe have photographs, and I think the pages themselves are all illustrations. Ooh, I don't know. Now I'm looking at this. And it's like kind of tempting to keep. I'll look at the other copy I have and see what the coloration is on the pages, but I think this is all kinds of fun. I even love this little advertising piece in here. Let me move these over. Let me make a little pile here. This was a fun find. All kinds of animals. It's a Golden Readiness Workbook, kindergarten grades 1 through 2. The cover again, we're seeing some of that foxing. There's some discoloration, but I thought the images were just so cute. I definitely needed to grab this. I think I'll probably do some fussy cutting. I can make tags, I can make pockets, you name it, kind of endless possibilities. And these little tiny ones would be so cute too. Paper punch, fussy cut. These right here would make nice pockets or belly bands. Just really, really pretty. So there's little activity pages. Some of them are sort of coloring pages. So I thought that was a fun find. And it doesn't look like, yeah, looks unused. Aged, but unused. I found a copy of the Better Homes and Gardens, Lunches and Brunches. I always like to pick these up. I think the images are really great. Not only are the covers great, but the inside images are as well. No copyright, but I would say, what do we think? 60s maybe? I think this has kind of that look when we're looking at the color of the photographs, and it's just great. These are just all around great. Lots of uses, or you could even make some of the recipes as well. But look at those pictures. Really great. Oop, I'm gonna have a little bit of an avalanche. I was really happy to find a reader. This one is called Many Surprises. It looks like this was also an older textbook. This is a California textbook. It says Lenox School District in Los Angeles County, and it is marked December 2nd, 1954. I'm thinking it wasn't, yeah, it's not in the best of condition. Also has quite a bit of foxing in it. And this one I probably will take apart and craft with it. The images are beautiful. I love that kind of soft, ooh, scary. There's a clown, look away. So I think these are right. Oop, there was another clown there. A little bit of rip here. So yeah, we will take that apart, and let me look at the cover. It's not too terrible. These are a little thickened. I may be able to make a journal out of this. I know some people don't mind a really worn cover. I know myself I don't, so maybe I would make this possibly into a personal journal, but I just think that's so cute. Would be fun for display as well. I found Desk Private, and I think this is a ledger. Yes, look at this. So pretty. So this is a ledger from 1947. There is a little bit of writing. What does that say? Paul started his no speaking. Not sure what that means. But there are, yeah, I think there's writing on some of the pages. Look how cool that is. I like the little tiny calendar there at the front. So this will be fun, little notations, but I think this will be a lot of fun. Ooh, look, lots of wear and foxing at the front of it. It's coming apart a little bit, so that gives me permission to take it apart and collage with, use the pages in journals. Here is a columnar book, and this one definitely has a lot of notations in it. Looks like it says Marshall Brothers lighting equipment, but most of the pages I think are blank. Look at those. Look how beautiful that is with the pink and the green and the purple. I don't think I have seen or owned any columnar paper with that coloring, so I probably will even craft with these pages as well. I think that is all kinds of beautiful. Now, these two, I felt they needed rescuing. The covers are not in good condition at all. Again, they have that little bit of aged smell. What is that? What do we call that? I don't know, like kind of a musty smell. But I think I will go ahead and take them apart. I mean, for me, there's way too much wear and maybe a little dusty as well, but I will come in and remove the pages and recycle the cover, and I think these will be a lot of fun to craft with. Look at that, like the bird. Maybe I'll read the story before I do, but look at that. Lots of foxing on these pages. So I couldn't leave it behind. The books were so inexpensive on that Sunday. Here is a copy. I was really excited to find a copy of this. I think this is such an adorable book, but again, look at the wear on the cover. So I think I'll have to do the same thing. Oh, look at that sun. That's so sweet. I wonder if I could upcycle that in some way, but it's just, yeah, it's too dusty, it's too dirty. So I'll be doing the same thing. I'll save the pages on the inside and I will upcycle the cover. It says copyright 1942, but look, it's so sweet. I just love the illustration. So I wish it had been in better condition, but I will be happy to craft with the pages inside. So sweet. So sweet. Oh, look at that beautiful calendar. I'm going to stick this over here. Let me grab, oh, and speaking of houses, I also found, I already went ahead and I took it apart. I washed them and I did a little bit of a Google search and looked it up. I thought it was so unusual and interesting. And Google Imaging said it was a jailer's keychain. And I don't think super old. You can still find some new old stocks, but it's definitely solid brass and very cool. And in fact, my son Ryan, I said, oh, do you want this? I love finding kind of cool, unique things like that and offering them up to the kids. So I think Ryan is going to keep this. And the reason I grabbed it is because I wanted keys. I have a couple books that I picked up recently, and I would like to eventually do a home journal. In fact, I could probably use some of the images in the little house book as well, but I was looking specifically for keys so that I could add them to a spine dangle. So there's a number of keys in here. And then this is kind of cool. I'll probably see if Jim wants this or if Ryan wants it too. It looks like it's a Sears, like a little screwdriver kind of thing, which I think is kind of fun. And then I don't know what these are. These are kind of unusual looking keys. It says owner code. There's a little, I don't know, there's writing, lost key service. So these are kind of cool. So maybe those would be fun too to add to the dangle. And I also found this, which I thought was kind of fun. It's a Delta airline pin. It says junior captain. I probably will check with a friend who I know collects airline things, so I will see if she would like it, and if not, probably will go into my Etsy shop. But I thought that was kind of fun. What else did I get here? Oh, let's do some of the hard goods. I thought this was a ton of fun. I'm always looking for interesting jars. I love the old top here. I think jars and things that are see-through are great to corral craft supplies, you name it, beads, buttons, thimbles. And so whenever I see these, I pick them up. And I believe this is made by Federal Glass. It has an F on the bottom, so I think it's Federal Glass. And it's Ma Brown's 100 years quality. I think it was peanut butter. Let's see, does it say on the side? I want to say this was peanut butter. I already washed the jar, so it's clean, and I'll probably do a little cleanup on the top as well. I thought that was a ton of fun. I found some turkeys. It's hard for me to leave these turkeys behind. No turkeys left behind. This is a set of made in Japan salt and pepper shakers. There's a little bit of cold paint loss here on the red paint. It's super common to see that. Often a lot of these older Japanese pieces some of the glazed finish is permanent, and often when you see the red, it is cold painted, if you can see that. So anytime it gets wet or it's washed or just wear and tear from over the years, it does get a little chippy, but I think that adds to the sweet character. This one has its cork still, which is nice to see, has its original sticker on this one. This cork was inside and it was rattling around, and I was able to get it out, but it's definitely too small. It'll just end up falling through the hole again. So I don't know. This one looks to be a little bit dried out, so I don't know that I want to remove that. So I may try to see if I can get a replacement cork that's maybe a bit bigger. And these would probably end up being display pieces for somebody anyway. They probably wouldn't use them as salt and pepper shakers, but I thought those were a lot of fun. Oh, I just spied this. Okay. This may be my favorite thing. There's a couple little books off here to the side. It's probably going to either be a first or a close second. And I don't know, you guys may find this super creepy when I open the box, but let's just look at the box here. Look how beautiful and amazing this box is. So it's an original gift box. It isn't covered. It is covered in paper. I believe it was manufactured and originally came this way, but look what's inside. I know a lot of people think these are super, super creepy, but I love them. I have a very small collection of them. These little like creepy Santas. It still has its original label here, made in occupied Japan. So it has quite a bit of age, probably from the 50s. And look at him. Look away if he's a little bit creepy. And this little fella, there were lots of boxes and things. It was quite a packed house. There was stuff all over the patio. It was one of those kind of estate sales. And I'm guessing somebody probably fished him out of a box. There was a lot of things that had like more personal things in the garage. And I can't believe they didn't want him. He was just laying on top of one of the bookshelves. In fact, it was laying like this. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I kind of did a little squeal. I carried him around. I've been to estate sales with this particular company before. And I thought likely when I get to checkout, he's probably going to be pretty pricey. I've been to these estate sales before. In fact, sometimes I've found some real treasures and the prices have been really high. And I've had to leave them behind. But shockingly, she said $2. I was like, what? I could not believe it. So yeah, he is staying with me. I will not be sharing him. He probably will not go on my tree. I mean, this is broken here, but I have a little collection of them. So he'll probably be displayed in a bowl with some vintage Christmas ornaments, that kind of thing. And I just think he's special. I'll always keep him with the box, and the box will probably get displayed too. He'll go out on display, and then the box will be displayed in my vintage Christmas collection and display. I found one lonely napkin, but I thought it was so pretty. It was in the kitchen. I couldn't find any matches to it, so I will give this a good wash. But isn't that beautiful? This would make a beautiful cover of a journal. We'll do something fun with it. It would be beautiful on the spine of a journal. So I'm going to stick this over here. That is going to go straight into the wash. These were fun. So I don't know if the homeowner, he definitely was, I would say, I'm assuming the husband was definitely a car guy. There were lots of car books. I didn't pick any of those up because I really just don't know anything about them. But in the home office, I found all these little cardstock kind of things, and they're locally, well, it says not locally, Stanton, California. At first I was thinking it said Long Beach. Okay, Stanton, California. I'm not sure where that is, but it's just little information on vintage Ford parts. And I just think these look really, really cool. Those will be fun ephemera to stick into an eclectic style journal. I may even do a little search on those and share some of those as well. And then the last little pile here, I found some cards. I'm always on the lookout for these. So these are a smaller version of multiplication cards. They're by Whitman. I love these little Whitman cards. And yes, so one side is blue, kind of the slicker side. And then is it green? Probably, yeah, I think it's a green, like a really, really, really deep kind of hunter green. Also some age to these, but I like them just like that. We don't need to add any Tim Holtz ink to them, and these will be fun to craft with, create with. Those were a good find. And I also found a pack of these Movia trivia game, which I know I do not have, because yesterday on our live, on the Vintage Craft and Chat Thursday live, rather than doing paper crafting and things this month, I have been doing micro organizing. So week before last, we organized my paper scraps, and it is joyous. Yesterday, we sorted and organized my vintage playing card collection, which is now so beautifully stored in a vintage library drawer kind of cabinet. I have a cabinet I picked up in an estate sale a bunch of years ago, and it just has 2 drawers. So it's one of the really shallow ones. And I know I don't have any of these because I didn't realize I had a pack of the music ones. And so now I have a pack of the movie ones. So these were a good find. What does it say? These are made by Hoyle, I believe, 1984. So those are fun. And then these little books. Oh, let's look at this other ephemera first. I picked up this Holiday Inn postcard. I just love the photograph and the graphic on the front. I thought that was a lot of fun. 1968, just really kitschy and fun. Here is an older Easter greetings card. No date, but definitely has quite a bit of age, perhaps. Antique postage is 1 cent, so that is my guess. It has a little bit of wear here, but it was so beautiful, I could not leave it behind. Here is another really beautiful postcard, 1968. I thought the picture was really pretty. In fact, I was kind of honing in. I found the little house book. I knew I had the House of the Seven Gables that I picked up at Savers that I had shared in a haul recently. So I had house journal on my mind, and I thought this would be really pretty to use as ephemera. What does it say here? The hospital, well, it's not a home. It says the Hospital U.S. Military Academy. Oh, at West Point. How cool is that? But to me, it's still kind of house. And then I picked this up as well. It says birthday wishes for mother. Again, I love the house image. It is written on. I probably will, I don't know, I might even leave this or collage with this. Who knows? I could do a little fussy cut. This could become a pocket or a journaling card. I love the flowers on this side as well. So we'll see what we end up doing with it. And then these were, oh yeah, these were vintage greeting cards. Is this one written in? Yes, I believe they're written in, but I picked these up because I have that faith or prayer journal that I started a couple years ago. Basically, just the cover is complete. So it's a little golden book. I took it apart, and so it is ready to go to fill with pages and signatures. And I thought that would be really pretty. And I think this is one as well. Yeah, I really like this. This one says, God bless. and comfort you. So I thought that would be really pretty to include in the faith journal. Oh, I love this. And it has a little verse here, so I may leave it as is, may just tuck it into a pocket, or I might disassemble it and create multiple pieces of ephemera. These were little tiny envelopes. I love the size of them, and then they have little teeny tiny little baby gift card. So it says for baby, and I thought that was really sweet. I like the stork, and this says it's for the baby to be. Again, really sweet graphics. And then look at that one. Thank you for the baby gift. That was sweet. And I may have picked up a few of those. Let's see, here's another little mini envelope. And I picked up a few more of those. I think those were blank. And then this one says it's a baby shower. And how cute is that? With the little bunny and the little baby buggy. And this is Hallmark. So I thought those were sweet. Oh, Jim, when he was out on the patio, he saw this whole bag of bingo cards. They might have had markers as well, but because they were left outside or they were on the patio, they were not in good shape. It was a little bit sad. They also had the really thick cardboard, like travel, you know, the ones you take in the car, and they have the little plastic windows or the little slidey things that slide up and down. And I really searched through. I wanted to see if I could save any of them, and these were the only ones that were clean and in good condition and worth saving. So it was sad when I got up to the checkout. The woman that was handling that, she was like, "Oh, you found some bingo cards." She's like, "Yeah, there was that whole bag back there." And I said, "Yeah, unfortunately, many of them weren't in good enough condition." I said I craft with them, so at least I saved some of them. I think she was happy about that as well. And then, yeah, okay. So I don't know, these, it's gonna be difficult. I don't know if the Santa is my favorite, but I just had to get up from my desk. Now that I'm looking how many are here, I think I mixed some up. So I had purchased, I think, 2 of these from my friend Amy, Amazing Amy's Art. We had done a live sale, and I know 2 of these are from her. And now I don't know which one. Obviously there's not a duplicate, but I think I got excited and grabbed the ones that I had in my collection from Amy. I think these are the 2 that I bought from Amy. And of course there's no way to tell. And I'm thinking that because these have little stickers on them. I don't remember stickers on the ones that I bought from Amy, but oh my gosh, you guys, look at this. This is my weakness. I just think I love size. I like tiny things and small little books, and then anything that's nature, birds, butterflies, you name it, that kind of thing. It just makes me go crazy. So I'm pretty sure that these are the 2 that I got from Amy, and I think these are the 2 that came from the estate sale. And needless to say, these will be staying with me. They'll stay in my collection. So this one is, let's see, what's this one? This one says Fern Finder, and then this one is a different version. It's Pacific Coast Fern Finder. Let's look at the inside. Yeah, totally different. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Look at the illustrations in these. So pretty. Now, if I ever find a second copy of them, I probably would be tempted to craft with them or definitely share them. But I thought those were a fun find. And then look at this one. Look at the turquoise. Pacific Coast Berry Finder. Are these all by the same people? No, there's different authors. So those are interesting. But oh my gosh, I love the turquoise and the orange. And again, beautiful illustrations. So super fun. So those are maybe a favorite in competition with the Santa. And then look at this. When I went over to look for the books from Amy, I don't think this came from Amy. I'm pretty sure this came from the local library book sale, I believe. But this is Sierra Mountain Flowers. And now I have Talons. Talons, North American Birds of Prey. Let's look at the back. Are these the same? They are. Millie and Cindy's Pocket Nature Guides. So these are a ton of fun. I probably should, oh, look. I was going to say I should probably look up, but it looks like, so in this particular one, there's Desert Critters, Early Birds, Hummers, Mountain Blooms, Painted Ladies, Sierra, and Talons. So I have Sierra here, so I definitely want to be on the lookout for those. But again, look at the illustrations. Oh my gosh, these are very tempting to craft with, but I can't bring myself to it. So let's hope that we find a second copy. And then this one is Talons, North American Birds of Prey. I don't think I can pronounce that, but it looks like Kinnick, Rocky Mountain Flowers, Sierra Saguaro, Chanterelle, Hummers. Oh my gosh, that's mushrooms. Hummers, Talons, Early Bird. Looks like there's some repeat. Yeah, because this says Hummers and that one says Hummers. Sierra, Talon. So there's a little bit of repeat on the back, but look at this. Oh my gosh. And I mean, really, these would make the most beautiful journaling cards because there's nothing on the back and you don't have to go through that big decision making of what do you fussy cut or what side do you use, because the back is blank. But again, I won't be able to bring myself to do that. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, I don't know if it's the nature books or the Santa. Maybe you guys tell me, or tell me what your favorite thing is. It's probably not either of these things, but definitely let me know. Thank you so much for hanging out with me while I shared this fun and eclectic estate sale haul, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, friends.